Hello everyone, welcome back to Bumble Stitches. My name's Nicola and this is the final part of my 2023 Flossmas series of videos. Now I know that lots of you were following along before Christmas and my last video was scheduled for Christmas Eve, 24th of December. I did actually pop a little note on the community tab here and on Instagram just to say that I had literally run out of steam and wasn't going to get a video up that day. So I do apologise if you were looking forward to it, but if you're anything like me, there was just so much to do. I still had house cleaning to do, I had food prep to do, I had just all manner of things to get done and finished, and I just couldn't squeeze in the time. So I do apologise, and thank you for those that sent messages saying that you understand, because it is a little bit of a crazy time, isn't it? But I promised I would be back after Christmas, and today is, now I have to think about this because I'm not actually 100% sure. I think today's Thursday and that would make it the 28th of December. So we are in that Twixtmas time when, if you're lucky enough not to have to go to work, it's just all the days roll into one. You're not really sure what day it is. You haven't had a proper meal probably since Christmas Day, and the rest of the time is just eating up all the wonderful food. I think at the moment I'm probably made up of equal parts of cheese, chocolate, mince pies and snowballs. That seems to be the current theme around here, but tonight we're going to have something very plain and simple and give ourselves a little bit of a rest from all that rich food. But in saying that, we did have a wonderful time. My mum and her little dog Jessie came to spend a few days with us over Christmas, which was lovely. We had lots of lovely food, lots to drink, lots of time just to chill out and just spend time together, nice quality family time. Mum and I took the two dogs out on Boxing Day morning. We went to a place near here that is a bit of woodland, and then also a big flat green area where the dogs can properly run and stretch their legs. What we didn't bargain on was the amount of mud that was over there, and after we managed, at one point I was literally stuck in the mud. If you didn't keep moving, the mud was that bad that it was actually sort of sucking your feet down. If you kept moving, it was okay. And the dogs, well, I've never seen Alfie so dirty in all my life. He literally had he looked like he had black tights on, both sets of legs, and the black line just went straight across his body, sort of at shoulder height. It looked like he'd just literally been dunked in very deep, dirty, dark mud. So poor mum's car was an absolute state by the time we got back, and the dogs had to go straight into the bath and be showered off to get all the mud off them. But they loved it. We had a nice breath of fresh air, and then of course it was time for some more food and snoozing and all that stuff that you do over the Christmas holidays. Now, I wanted to pop back today, in particular, to do a bit of a recap. I've got some new things to show you. It's not just a recap. I wanted to go through all of my 12 starts of Christmas, just as a little refresher, because I've got a little plan for those. I wanted to do a recap of all my wonderful gifts that I got from Paula in my Advent swap, so you can see those. And I do have a couple of Christmas stitchy gifts that I received. One was from Paula, which is absolutely fantastic, and the other is my Christmas gift from Justin. This year we've been on a bit of a budget and we agreed to just buy each other one gift, and my gift was absolutely perfect. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know what was in it. That's all I'm going to say for now, and I'll share that with you in just a moment. So where shall we start? I think I'll start with the recap of Paula's Advent swap, and that way I can move some things off the table here and make room to show you the other things. So let's get started. Now these are not in any particular order. The only thing that is in order, if I can find it here, and I know this was day one for sure, and it was this gorgeous project bag that Paula made. And if you were watching along before Christmas, you'll know that Paula themed my entire advent calendar on gingerbread, and she did it so beautifully and so cleverly. So this was my bag. It has the little charm here with the candy cane and the sprinkles fabric on the back. So that was day one. The rest are not in any particular order. Okay, I then had a gingerbread house needle minder. I had a beautiful pair of scissors, which I haven't used any of these things yet, so once I've done this recap, they're going to be put into circulation among my projects. I had a chart from Primrose Cottage Stitches, which is Christmas wishes, and obviously that has the little gingerbread theme on it. Then over 2 days I received all the flosses to stitch the pattern, all the called for DMC and the actual gingerbread colours there. Let me move those to one side. I had some gorgeous little gingerbread charms. Now these are not showing very well, are they? Let me pop one of those out. So these gorgeous little gingerbread man charms, and that came with a little gingerbread man chocolate, which I can't show you because that has long gone. I received this, which threw me a little bit at first, which is the tail tucker pin, and the white is glaring it out a little bit. This little bee themed tail tucker pin. Paula, that's the only gingerbread thing that wasn't, the only thing that wasn't gingerbread in my swap. I'm sure there wasn't actually a gingerbread one, but it's beautiful, I love it. I received some more floss, which is Classic Colourworks gingerbread. I received a gorgeous little pin cushion made from the same sprinkle fabric as the back and line of my bag. Super cute. An absolutely stunning wool felt applique tree ornament, and it's just plain on the back, but look at Paula's little tiny blanket stitches. Her applique is beautiful. So that's been living on my tree here. And the day that you didn't see, the last day that I opened, and I was going to be good and wait and open it with you, but it just got the better of me. And as you may or may not know, Paula hand dyes linen and sells it in her Etsy shop, which is Eva Faith. I'll pop a link down below. And this piece of fabric, bet you can't guess what it's called. It's a 36 count and it's called Gingerbread Man. So I've got a lovely piece of Gingerbread Man fabric hand dyed by Paula. So I think I was very lucky to have such a wonderful advent swap. Paula is just a lovely, lovely friend anyway, but she is an amazing stitchy friend and advent swap partner. So thank you so much, Paula, for all of that loveliness. So let me move, without sort of spilling anything onto the floor, let's just move these over. Now this morning I have actually sort of got up, had a shower, did all that kind of thing. Got some new makeup on. Mum bought me some new makeup for Christmas. I don't know if that's showing, but it actually went on really nice. Laura Geller makeup. Put my Christmas top back on, but I've got pyjama bottoms on, so that can be our little secret. I nearly kept the pyjama top on as well, but I thought that was just a step too far. Shall I show you the Christmas gift that Paula gave me before I move on? We agreed this year, last year we did 24 days swap and something for Christmas Day. This year we just did the 12 days, and we decided to keep the 25th day in as well. And I was absolutely thrilled when I opened on Christmas morning and received this beautiful, beautiful pillow. Now, it's a Brenda Gervais chart, I know that much. I know sometimes with Brenda's charts, they're not very obvious. You'd think this one was called Frosty. It's probably not called Frosty, but I don't have the name off the top of my head. But look at him with his little cardinals on his hat and his candy cane, and all the lovely foliage and berries and snowflakes, and the colour is just beautiful. Now, is this the same? This is starting to make this connection. Yeah, this is the same fabric, so you can see what it's like stitched up. Paula's used the gingerbread man fabric. And can you guess the fabric that's on the back? It's the lovely sprinkle fabric as well. Just goes so beautifully. And Paula's put a little gingerbread holly leaf on the back, candy cane charm, and some beautiful sort of antique-y looking beads all on a little pin there. So how lucky am I to receive that? So a beautiful Christmas Brenda Gervais pillow to go into my Christmas decor, and I didn't even have to stitch it. So thank you so much, Paula. He is beautiful and I shall treasure it. So he can go in the bowl. And I've heard lots of people saying as well that they leave their snowmen pieces out through the winter, at least through January. I think is perfectly acceptable. It isn't overly Christmassy. So I think when I put Christmas, like Christmas proper away, I'll leave anything out that's got a snowman on it just to enjoy them a little bit longer. Otherwise they're just not here that long for us to enjoy. Right, so the 12 starts of Christmas. You all followed along with me. Your comments were great. You helped me make a couple of decisions along the way. And I just thought we'd have a little recap. What I would like to do through the year, and it slots in nicely because 12 starts of Christmas and there are 12 months obviously in a year. So my thinking is that I could take one project that I started on each of those 12 days of Christmas and do one each month and work on it each month throughout 2024. Sorry, I've got a little itchy ear. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time on these until I get to the last one, which you haven't seen yet. So the first one was in this gorgeous bag, and I couldn't even remember all the starts that I'd done. I haven't ironed any of these, so I do apologise, and some of them were teeny tiny starts. This first one is Mr. Marshmallow by Brenda Gervais, and here's my little teeny tiny start on him. I'm trying to get, that's the true colour of the fabric there, but obviously you can't see the stitching very well, so I'll bring it closer so you can see the stitching, but that is not the true colour of the fabric. That's very washed out there. This is more the actual colour of the fabric here. So that was one of my starts. A couple did get finished along the way, smaller ones. This one here was Lizzie Kate Nutcracker Sleds, and this was one of my previous Advent gifts from Paula, and I actually stitched and completed the middle one, which is the Nutcracker there, and you all helped me choose the bow, and I went for the green satin polka dot bow, which lots of you agreed with. So here is the little Nutcracker on his sled. There are another two on here. I must admit I wasn't a big fan of stitching on the perforated paper, but I do love how quick you can get a gorgeous little finish. So jury's out on whether I will be stitching another one of those. So let me pop him there. Okay, next up was in my mini project keeper from Carrie at Tiger Lily Designs, from a PDF in her shop, the pattern to make this. And in here I had two projects living, and the first was, if I just open them, I think I popped them in the back. another Brenda Gervais, which is the Bells of Christmas, and I made a start on that one. Just got the little church done. Most of these linens are from Vicky at West Green Loft Yarns Studio. If you want more information on the fabrics and flosses, it may be best to go back through some of those pre-Christmas videos. And the next project that I have in here is Stacey Nash's It's a Wonderful Life Pinkeep Drum. And that one is just a tiny start. Just the chimney, start of the roof, and a little tiny bit of the top border. Just going to throw those all down there. Alfred isn't in here, so we're safe. In the lovely bag that was my Christmas gift from Paula, I have got, appropriately, if I can get out the chart, this one is where G is for gingerbread is living. And I discussed with you on the day that I shared this that my plan is, if I can get it back in here and get the linen out, is to stitch 2 together for me and Justin. That's a true representation of the colour. He's still CSI Gingerbread Man. He's just got his little outline, but the start was made. Yes, so I'm going to do them 2 side by side, and I'm just going to do a little bit of finagling with the chart to make them actually one hand overlap the others so they look like they're holding hands. So that was G's for Gingerbread Man. The next one was my Christmas Star Fail, and this was Merry Christmas by Blackbird Designs. Now I thought I'd be all fancy and do a conversion to some silk flosses that I have in my stash, and I wasn't liking it at all. So if you remember rightly, I was swapping to these Soie d'Alger flosses from Avira Soie, and I made a start. This is on 36 count vintage country mocha. Made a start on the top border. The green was fine, and then I added the red and the darker green and instantly thought, no, that's not happening. So this one is on the naughty step until I have a proper think about it. I think I might just have to go for the called for in here, which is Gentle Arts, or the equivalent DMC, and not be so fancy as to try and pretend I'm a cross-stitch designer, because I am not, and then I will probably get it out again. But this one is, I think out of 12 starts to have one that didn't quite work out is not too bad. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. The next one, this is Living in My Snow Globe bag. This is one that Paula made for me a couple of years ago. And what's in here? See, I can't even remember half of these now. This is, of course, Merry Old Soul by Brenda Gervais. And he was, I asked you to vote on which chart I should start next after I'd done a couple of days. And in the comments, so many people voted for this little guy, and no wonder, because he is super, super cute. And a tiny start was made on him. Just literally a little bit of greenery and a berry at the top. That must have been a work night. That was a busy night. And this linen, the tag has just fallen on the floor. It's, I'll see if I can grab it, one sec, without hurting my back. This is a 36 count linen from Paula, and it's the colourway Dove. So I'm very keen to get back to him. The next one in my snowball, missing a snowball bag, ask Alfie how that happened. And in this one we have, this was a success. These are the It's So Emma cookie cutter ornaments, and I went for this little guy here, which is Rudolph, and I did get a finish, which is here. Here's my little finish in the tart tin from Fat Quarter Shop. I did add a little bit of pom-pom trim around the edge, a ribbon and a bead, and I did do, if the camera's picking it up, I did do a satin stitch on his nose over the top of the red cross stitches that were called for on the chart. So that has been gracing the tree behind me, and I will be doing some more from this booklet because there are some super cute ones there. Oh, I nearly put Rudolph away. You need to go back on the tree. Okay, we are nearly there. I'm sorry if you can hear that. Somebody just rung the doorbell. I think it's Amazon, and Alfie is going nuts. In this Glitter Village bag, I have got another Stacey Nash Designs, and this of course is Whitaker the snowman, and he is such a cute little guy. And my little star on him. It's a little bit pale on this fabric. This is another of Vicky's lovely fabrics. I'm not sure whether I need to change it up or if I carry on, and once it's in the outline, if it will all be okay. I think it will all be okay. I am loath to unpick all of that because it would be such a waste of the linen if I kept all that in there and then change fabric. Something's rattling in one of these bags and it's actually quite annoying. A patchwork bag that I made several years ago with this lovely jolly snowman, very much like the Fat Quarter Shop one. I think that was Urban Chicks fabric. And in here we have the Vintage Christmas Sampler by Laurie Holt, sorry. One that I used to make quite a few of the little blue pillows on my tree, but I thought I'd like to do the complete sampler. You guys helped me choose the linen. It was between a blue and this pink, and I went for the pink and started out with the candy cane block. Did a little bit of colour change on one of the candy canes because it called for pink, and obviously that wouldn't show, but this is a truer sort of colour there of the pink. And when I opened my Christmas present from Justin, it's made me rethink this project completely, but I'll share more about that with you in a moment. So I'm going to put that to one side. I don't think you guys saw my progress on the Snowball by Brenda Gervais, because I would have showed you that on the 24th before I started my last, my start number 12. So this is the Snowball by Brenda Gervais, a collection of 7 winter themed designs, and I started with this little guy here because I thought he was really, really cute. I love Brenda's snowmen. And I'm using all the called for. I'm using good old Vintage Country Mocha, and here is my little bit of stitching for the snowman. There's not a huge amount left of him to go, to be honest. If we have a look here, sorry about the glare from the ring light, the snowman's done. I've got the 2 trees done. There's quite a bit of snow at the bottom and some snowflakes, and then that little guy would be done. What I tend to prefer to do with these little collections from Brenda is to try and stitch as many as I can on the piece of linen. This is a Fat Quarter that I've got here. Try and stitch as many as I can and sort of get them all on one piece of linen so that it doesn't cause too much wastage, and then cut them out and finish them at the end. I say I like to do that. I haven't actually got any of them fully completed yet, but I've got a few of the Keeper of the Pins series on one piece, and I've got 2 or 3 of the Halloween ones from the Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee on one piece. So there's going to be a big old finishing party when any one of those gets finished. And that leaves my last and final start of the 12 starts of Christmas. It's in my lovely bag from Pauline at So Be Bags, which is a Liberty fabric with these gorgeous little fairy lights, which I love. And this is the project I'm working on at the moment. And if I can grab everything. Now, I've not ironed this. Hadn't ironed any of them. And this is my Jingle Ball class. and it is the Jingle Around the Block party from Kathy at Hands On Designs. And I was so looking forward to starting this, and I saved this one to last because I wanted to stitch on it a bit longer, and I actually got time yesterday, or sort of last evening, to sit and watch the recorded class from the Jingle Ball that I missed the first time round when it aired. And it was actually quite nice to sit there and properly relax. It ran to over 3 hours long, so I had to keep going back a bit because the last section I watched in bed and I did keep falling asleep. So don't tell Kathy that I fell asleep in class, because I will be banned from the next one. Here is my start. So I've got the first section done. If you're familiar with the block parties, they are all done in one band, which goes all the way around the pin cushion. And then you do a top, and the bottom on this particular design is blank. So that's my start. I love the colours. I'm using the called for fabric and the called for flosses. I didn't have a kitted up class project pack. I got the PDF class and kitted it myself, but I have got all the called for DMC here, and the fabric is a 28 count cashel linen, which I picked up from Wool Warehouse here in the UK. They are really good for the pre-cuts and yardage, I think, of Zweigart fabrics. So that is really fun. It was really good to see the finishing of those, how they come together. The class was excellent. Kathy gives you lots of ideas. There are a couple of little additional charts that came with the class. If you took that class as well, let me know. I hope you enjoyed it too. And seeing, she did a little show and tell of all the block party designs that have preceded the Jingle Around the Block, and they are fantastic, and it's made me want to stitch all the block party designs. So that will be my stitching later on today. I've been watching a lot of videos, catching up with things, and I actually found myself watching some videos of Kate from The Last Homely House. If you are not familiar with Kate from The Last Homely House, please do yourself a favour and go over there and check her out and subscribe to her channel. She does the most amazing quilting and gardening, and just all the lovely, how can I describe it? Watching Kate's video is like having a lovely it's like having a cosy chat with a friend. She has just got such a lovely, calm and cozy way with her. And I was watching one of her videos about scrap quilts, and of course that means I need to go through, after I've edited this and put this video up, I'm going to start digging out some scraps and see if I can do one similar. Her quilting is amazing, so I'm sure you are, she's got a huge following, but if you haven't heard of Kate, do pop over and check out her videos. I will put a link underneath this video. I need to remember all these links, don't I? Okay, so my Christmas present from Justin. This is the Festive Stitch Box 2023. Is that what it says? No, it just says Festive Stitch Box. This is from Vicky at West Green Loft Yarns Studio. And Vicky is the dyer of most of the linen that I have showed you today, that wasn't Paula's linen, because I'm a member of her monthly club, and she has clubs for linen and flosses. And this was announced way back, probably late spring, early summer, and I said to Justin, oh, I would really love to have that. She didn't say what was in it. It was going to be a surprise, but I know that everything that Vicky does is just absolutely spot on. So Justin said, yep, I'll get that for you. And it arrived, and our situation had changed, and I said to him, I'm not opening it. It can be your Christmas present to me, and you just keep it safe until Christmas, and I won't see it until then. Oh my goodness, the anticipation was just, you could cut the air with a knife. I just kept stalking around knowing that this box was there and I couldn't look at it. I had to ignore anything on Instagram that even hinted at it. Fortunately, there was a spoiler, but it was on one of the slide to the next photo to see it, and I studiously avoided that so that I could keep my surprise intact for Christmas morning. Now when I haven't actually looked at it properly since then, and when I opened it, Alfie was around and I had to be careful because it was just, he thought it was just the best thing ever. So it was opened in a little bit of a rush, so I thought I would share it with you now. So the box was beautifully presented when I opened it, with tissue paper and a sticker and all the, you know, how you would expect it to be, but it's not like that now. There was a little card inside, and on the back is a little note from Vicky, and she tells you what you will find inside the box, which I will tell you now and then I will share with you. In this box you will find a cross-stitch kit from Whilst Iris Naps, who is Christina, who has a floss tube channel here on YouTube, complete with DMC thread and uniquely dyed wiggly fabric. Vicky refers to West Green Loft Yarns, just abbreviates it to WGLY and just calls it wiggly, in case you're wondering what that is. Also a stitch kit by The Common Thread, replete with its own fabric and thread. A beautiful wiggly fat quarter, 4 luxurious wiggly mulberry silk thread dyed up in exclusive festive stitch colours, and there are some more surprises. So let me share with you what was in the kit. Now this, in the tissue paper here, excuse the scrunching, is the Whilst Iris Naps kit. So let me share that with you now. And this is a big fat spoiler alert. If you have got one of these and you are yet to open it, don't look, but I'm sure everyone probably couldn't resist opening it when they got them. So hopefully it won't be spoiling anything. The first thing is the gorgeous linen, and this is a 36 count fat quarter in the colourway slate grey, and that is just beautiful. So full fat quarter of fabric. The star of this is the design, of course. I'm going to take it out of the bag so that you can see it properly, and it's this, a beautiful, beautiful drum from Christina, and it's called Peace on Earth. And you can see the main design here, and I don't know if you can see there, the reverse has the words Peace on Earth, and it has this beautiful snowflake tiled border all the way around the bottom. And now I hadn't even noticed this the other day because of my rush to keep it away from Alfie. It even has the finishing fabric for the top of the drum, which I don't know if you noticed there. Obviously the linen that I just shared with you, and then in this little glassine fabric envelope, which I haven't opened yet, I will do now with you. This is like having the gift all over again. It's lovely. If I just sort of pull them out gently, they won't go everywhere, but we can still see the colours. As I said, these are all DMC. We're almost there. And that is the colour palette there. So what a beautiful kit, and the fact there's everything there apart from my hoop and my needle, so that is fabulous. I'm going to put that one to one side. As if that wasn't enough, there is some beautiful, I think this is mulberry silk. These are hand dyed silk flosses, hand dyed by Vicky. I've got my wrinkle on those, but look at the shine. Can you see the sheen on those flosses? Absolutely beautiful. They are soft as butter. They're as soft as kitten fur. That's just a reference to Mog. I don't know if you're familiar with the Mog stories. I know there's been a new Mog story this Christmas on one of the TV channels, but it was one of my daughter Lulu's favourite stories when she was little. And Mog always, they referred in the story to something being as soft as kitten fur, and this really is. It's absolutely beautiful. So that's the floss, and then another fat quarter, 36 count. You could choose your count of fabric, and look at this beauty, this aqua linen. This is called Snow Day, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Now when I opened this, well, not immediately when I opened it, but when I was sort of, you know, thinking about stitching and doing other things, which is what I seem to spend a lot of my time thinking about, stitching when I have to do other things, I thought if I'd have had this when I started the Laurie Holt vintage sampler, it would have 100% gone on this fabric, because I think this is just got vintage written all over it. Let me just share with you. It's showing a bit bluer. It's definitely a true sort of aqua colour, and I think it would look really, really nice. But I have made my decision to stitch that on the pink, so I'm going to stand by my choice. But I'm sure there'll be something that crops up that will be just beautiful on this piece of Snow Day linen. So we've had the Whilst Iris Naps kit, we've had a full fat quarter of hand-dyed fabric, we've had 4 generous skeins of the silk. Next in the box, in this lovely little drawstring bag from the Common Thread, is a lovely wooden spool. That's blowing out a little bit, that says the Common Thread on there. It's just a little wooden spool. I thought, oh, that's interesting. Carried on opening my box, and then here is, I'm just making sure I don't spoil or share anything I shouldn't. This is the Noel, it's quite small if you can see that, the Noel scissor stand chart. So here's the spool here, and here is the chart. How pretty is that? Really, really pretty. So for that we have a piece of off-white linen. That I would say looks like a 32, maybe a 36 count. There's a tiny button just in there. That's blowing out dreadfully, isn't it? Cameras don't like white, I think. There's a tiny pearl button in there. I'm not going to open it because I probably will drop it. In here, how beautifully packaged is all of this stuff. Needles, a skein of DMC colour 902, which is, trying not to drop everything, whoopsie, the colour that they've used on the front there, and I think that's everything for that. There are a couple of little extras which I'll show you, but I'm wondering if I flick back a second to these, and I am wondering if I just take them off, I think that will be a perfect little project for these scissors that Paula put in my advent. That would be perfect, wouldn't it? I think so too. So how wonderful is that? And in the box also there was lots of little tiny goodies. There was a biscuit, which is still in there, which is amazing. Vicky's up in the Highlands of Scotland, so she put in some proper Scottish shortbread. There is, I'm just rummaging in this box. This box just keeps giving, and I'm going to be looking out for it next year. I really will, and I think everything that Vicky does is beautiful. I had 2 little threaders. Can you see those? Let me get something dark. I haven't got anything dark. Well, these are just little needle threaders. Super cute. Some grey pom-pom trim. Now, is that... This is what I mean. This is the box that keeps giving. Oh, no, it's not. I thought it might be on the drum. It isn't. But you could use it on the drum. It would go perfectly. There is, this made me chuckle. This is a little pin. I thought it was a needle minder at first, but it's a little sort of clutch pin. And you may not be able to see that. That says Crafty Girl Gang, and it's a little pair of scissors. It's got one of those little pins on the back that you just can pop on something. Definitely in the Crafty Girl gang. And one last little parcel. It's all wrapped so beautifully. And in here we have, again, this could be used for the drum, some navy blue rickrack trim. Can you see that all right? I'm sorry if things are blowing out a little bit on a little tiny bobbin. And that was it. But was that just the most fantastic Christmas gift to open? My stitchy heart was very, very happy to receive that, and the way it was all put together. A design from Christina, design from the common thread, the spool, all the little touches, just absolutely perfect. So thank you, Vicky, and a really big well done on such a fantastic first festive stitch box. Please do it again next year. I hope you've enjoyed this little walk through the 12 starts of Christmas, my gifts, my advent swaps, and I obviously didn't want to go and leave the festive season without finishing off this series. Thank you all so much for your support and your friendship over this series of videos. It has been my favourite time to be doing videos in the year, because it just feels a little bit more special and it feels a little bit more personal, and you guys have made it just wonderful. So thank you for that. Alf sends a big huge thank you as well. He's definitely got ideas above his station now. He feels like he is the star of the floss tubes, and I guess he probably is. So I'm going to put all these things away and spend a little bit of time chilling, sewing, stitching, and I hope you get time to do some more things that you enjoy while we're in this lovely time of year. So I will see you all again soon. Take care.